All right, breaking news, 49er fans. Not the news that I think we were all hoping for. I should say we weren't hoping for. Let's get right to it. According to Kyle Shanahan, um, Nick Bosa has tore his ACL and he is officially out for the season. Um, Brutal. Just absolutely brutal. I mean, Nick was definitely on pace to have a really good season. He had sacks in the first 2 weeks, and it was just really looking like he was going to just be a big time crucial element and leader of this team. And it just, after initial reports and tests, even Kyle Shanahan said it seems like they had appeared to avoid an ACL tear yesterday, so it gave us some optimism and a little bit of hope. But unfortunately, future MRI or further MRI testing has confirmed Nick Bosa has in fact had a season-ending ACL tear and will require surgery. And just a brutal blow to a season that has already been marred by injuries. Obviously, no Brock Purdy, Kittle's out. We saw what happened to, Brandon Ayuk last season. For whatever reason, the injury bug just stays latched on to the San Francisco 49ers. And as it stands right now, just awful news for Nick Bosa. And just absolutely gutted. He was so important to our team, so important to that defensive line group that is predominantly made up of new guys and young players. And now the San Francisco 49ers will be without the reigning defensive player of the year in Nick Bosa. So just a gut wrenching update. I was really hoping for some good news. Was really hoping it was just a tweak. It had kind of indicated that maybe was the case. It was just something minor, but unfortunately, it's very serious, and we will be without the Bear, the Bosa, for the whole season. So obviously, what that shifts to are how the San Francisco 49ers are going to overcome this. You know, um, yes, you have Sam Okiwanu. Yes, you have Bryce Huff, who have played well in spots. Obviously, you drafted Michael Williams. You have Yetur Gross Matos. You have some guys that you feel comfortable with, but more in a rotational sense. So something I think that might have to occur is that the San Francisco 49ers have to see who's available. There might, and again, you know, it might not be a crazy impact player. Might not be someone of even close to Nick Bosa's caliber, but I do believe it is going to have to be someone that can come in and contribute. It's got to be someone who can play a lot of snaps, can be a part of that rotation, could hopefully, come in, man. I don't know, and do something. But that's kind of the hard part of where the 49ers are at is, they can't really just sulk on the situation. They have to pivot and they have to find a solution. They have to find, they have, like I said, good pieces, I think, on that defensive line, but it was anchored by this guy. It was anchored by Nick Bosa, and now without him, they're really going to have to figure something out. This is just such a brutal blow for the San Francisco 49ers. I feel terrible for Nick. I can't even imagine. We already know he had torn his ACL previously in the 2020 season, and we know how that season went. Just feel sick, man. Feel sick to my stomach with this situation. And I already know your guys' reactions are going to be very similar. I've already seen some of the comments coming through on X and on my Instagram. It's just brutal, just absolutely brutal. but, the 49ers don't have a choice. Apparently, one of the themes of this season is next man up. And so now we got to see who's going to step up, who's going to fill in, and who's going to be a big part of that. Obviously, Bryce Huff, as a pass rusher, is definitely going to be stepping in, but feels like they're going to have to fill in the gap with a combination of multiple guys because, again, Nick Bosa is a freak of nature. He's a guy that isn't replaceable. You just do your best to fill in. So, oh man, just absolutely gutted. Obviously, the impact for the season long term is immense. Like we have to be honest with ourselves. Nick Bosa is a crucial piece to this defense. It kind of starts with him, to be honest. It starts in the trenches, starts up front, starts with him on the right side of the defensive line, just rushing the passer and doing all those different types of things. So without him, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for sure. But I think one of the positives out of this is that the 49ers have proven to be a resilient bunch. They have clearly proven that when their backs are against the wall that they aren't going to shy away. They're going to keep pushing forward, keep plugging forward. So again, I would have to assume the 49ers are going to do something very similar. But I would, again, have to assume John Lynch, and his group, they're picking up the phone. They're calling people, who's available, who could we trade for, who could we potentially sign, all of those different types of things. So just a brutal scenario right now for the San Francisco 49ers. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.